and gentlemen, we're here today at the media conference devoted to the opening of a new destination between Zurich and Addis Ababa. And today we have a unique opportunity to talk to the CEO of Ethiopian Airlines, Mr. Mesfin Tasew. Welcome, Mr. Tasew. Nice to have you here in Zurich.
Thank you.
You're very welcome here. Mr. Tasew, can you please tell me what feelings you have or had when landing here in Zurich, and how was this moment for you?
Yeah, it was an exciting moment because we are opening a new flight to Zurich for the first time. And always when we open a new flight to a new destination, it is just the beginning of a bigger operation. So I thought that we are making history here, that in the future it will be a big operation. So I was very happy to come here this morning.
This is very true, and future will bring even more success.
Thank you.
By the way, talking about success, I know that Ethiopian Airlines has become one of the continent's leading carriers. And what would you highlight as a reason for such success?
It's a very good question. Many people ask this question because Ethiopian Airlines is fully owned by the Ethiopian government, and people usually assume that a government-owned enterprise will not be profitable or efficient. But Ethiopian Airlines is operated as a commercial airline, and its link with the government is very, very loose. So all decisions within the airline are made based on purely business principles. The other point is Ethiopian Airlines has a very hard-working workforce and a very smooth relationship between management and employees. This has also contributed for our success. All employees work or take their work in Ethiopian Airlines as a national duty beyond working for earnings. And the airline has a clear long-term strategy, and it has internal capacity to execute those strategies. A combination of these have contributed to its success.
Yes, for sure. People are always the key to success. And speaking about your employees, you mentioned that you now have a very big team, right? And today even more. So how difficult is it to manage such a big team?
Ethiopian Airlines has today around 17,000 employees in different professions, and it has a clearly defined organizational structure and leadership management structure, defining the key duties, roles, responsibilities, so the work goes smooth. We don't have any problem in managing employees. In fact, we have an excellent work discipline and management structure that enables us to mobilize the whole resource towards realizing the company goals.
It's a pleasure to hear that. But it must have been very difficult during COVID time, right? And your company is one of the few that survived during COVID. So what is your secret?
Again, this is an important question. As you said, Ethiopian Airlines navigated through the difficult times of COVID successfully. And the key factors that contributed to this success are, number one, the airline has the capacity to identify opportunities in difficult times. So when COVID emerged as a global pandemic, we identified opportunities in cargo business. So we mobilized all our resources, human, aircraft, and other activities focusing on transporting goods. Secondly, there was a demand for many people to travel to their home country. So we started operating charter flights for repatriation. These two business opportunities were identified before other airlines identified them, and we had the capacity to mobilize this quickly. Our agility helped us to realize these opportunities. So, and we didn't reduce any workforce. We maintained all our employees, but redeployed them on the new opportunities. So we were successful in generating enough revenue to stay without any downsizing, but making reasonable profit.
This is so great that during such hard times people manage to save their job and that you help them with this. This is incredible. Mr. Tasew, can you remind me how many international and domestic destinations you serve, and if you want to open more?
Yeah, today we fly to 132 international destinations in 5 continents, except Australia. And out of this, 63 are in Africa. We have an extensive network in Africa, our home continent, and 19 are in Europe, including Zurich. So we use around 140 aircraft, modern fleet, to operate to these new destinations. We have planned to open new destinations, and for example, Amsterdam in the Netherlands is in our radar, and we'll be opening additional destinations based on market studies. And we have around 36 aircraft on order, which we will be receiving in the coming 3 to 4 years.
You mentioned aircraft, and people now are often talking about the impact of flying on climate, and especially the carbon footprint. It's in particular a very kind of frequently discussed topic. So what's the Ethiopian Airlines response to that?
Ethiopian Airlines would take all the necessary steps to reduce its carbon emission. There are several initiatives identified by the industry, and we will take those initiatives step by step. For example, one of them is to modernize fleet, to acquire aircraft with modern technology engines that consume less fuel. We are already doing that. The second one is to take or redesign the operation in such a way that it consumes less fuel, and we are doing that. The third one is to do carbon offsetting initiatives, like planting trees, which would convert carbon into another usable gas, and we have aggressive plan to do a lot of plantation. For example, this year we planted over 100,000 trees in Ethiopia. There is a big move in the country to do a lot of afforestation, and we are engaged in that. The other area is to consider use of sustainable aviation fuel, and we are conducting detailed study how we can also embark on that project. So there are a number of initiatives which we have planned to do.
And this is great. This eco-friendliness is one of your distinguishing features. And would you be able to name any other features that distinguish your airline from the others?
Ethiopian Airlines' mission is to provide services that meet or exceed customers. Of course, every airline wants to do that, but we have a serious commitment to improve our services in all aspects so that we can stay ahead of the competition. This includes fleet modernization, which we are doing. Then we are investing in infrastructure to sustain our growth. We are expanding the airport. The airport is under Ethiopian Airlines. We are building a big MRO capability. We are building a big cargo facility. We have a training academy, a big training academy. We have hotel in Addis Ababa to support our transit passengers. So we are investing in infrastructure. The third area that differentiates us from the other airlines is we have our own academy that is designed to support the airline growth with skilled and competent aviation professionals in every field. So these are the things that are helping us.
Yes, you mentioned your mission, and I also read on the website that you put safety as your value and your first priority. So how do you ensure safety for your passengers?
The air transport industry is a safety-sensitive business. Safety has to be first priority for every airline or every airport. There is no question on that. What is very important is to fully comply international recommendations and standards in enhancing safety. There are a number of industry practices and recommendations that help you to maintain the highest level of safety. And it is the level of commitment and implementation that differentiates one airline from the other. And Ethiopian Airlines is very serious about it.
I am personally very glad to hear that, and we can assure our viewers also that this is safe, yes, so that they are not afraid. When we were talking about the distinguishing features, you also mentioned the Addis Ababa airport. And I know that Addis Ababa Bole International Airport is your major hub and also one of the largest airports in Africa. So how difficult it is to keep maintenance of such facilities and capabilities?
One unique principle or culture of Ethiopian Airlines is when we do something, it is a must that we have to develop the necessary internal skill to support it. When we buy new aircraft, we make sure that we have adequate internal MRO facility to maintain the aircraft. When we build a facility, we hire enough number of people and provide them with adequate training and tools, equipment, which will enable them to maintain the facilities. That is what we did at Bole Addis Ababa Airport. So we have enough workforce, adequately trained to maintain and upkeep the facilities.
And I'm sure that because of these, you also received many awards. And maybe there is one that you are most proud of.
Well, to be honest, we take every award very seriously because it gives us feedback. It is a testimony that what we are doing has met customer expectations. That is the most important point. So particularly when the award comes from directly vote of customers, that gives us the confidence that what we are doing is right, and it encourages us to do better, to achieve more.
Yeah.
So every award is important, but particularly those that come from Skytrax are very important for us.
That's for sure. And yeah, now Ethiopian Airlines has been in the air for more than 70 years. And maybe you can define some plans for the future.
We have a vision and the strategic roadmap, which we called Vision 2035. In this vision, we have clearly articulated our plans. Our plan is still to continue growing fast, profitably, sustainably, because these are very important to sustain the growth. And various strategies are articulated in this document, and our plan is to effectively implement this strategic roadmap, which includes expanding the network, adding new destinations to our network, continuing modernizing our fleet and increasing the fleet size, investing in human resource, always training and producing adequate manpower, highly skilled, motivated people, investing in infrastructure so that we can be self-sustained, and so on. So these are our strategies for the future.
And I'm sure that you will achieve all the goals. And maybe just at the end, you can I can ask you like a personal question. What advice would you give to CEOs or businessmen with migration background?
Look, we Africans have the responsibility to assist our brothers, sisters in Africa to improve their living. Today, unfortunately, the African socio-economic development is at the lowest level. Those of us who are educated have a bigger responsibility to engage ourselves to assist Africa to become well developed in all areas. So I encourage them to come back to Africa, engage themselves and assist our African citizens in the overall socio-economic development. There is a big opportunity. For example, those who are in the aviation field, the African air transport business is underdeveloped. It is untapped. There is huge potential there. It's a matter of doing the right things so that Africa will have airlines that will stimulate the socio-economic activities and assist the nations to upgrade the living standard of their people. So let them come to Africa and work with us.
That's a great advice. Thank you very much, Mr. Tasew, that you devoted this time to us, to Diaspora TV, and I'm sure that you motivated a lot of people today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time to ask me very important questions. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay.